Why We Fight movie review. So this is part of my scripted movie review series in which I go back through my blog archives and reread some of these old reviews that I've written and try and make a YouTube video out of it. Because I've got a completist personality, I'm trying to go through everything, even though some of these, especially from 2006, before I started systematically reviewing all the movies, are a little bit, they're not really full reviews. I just put down odd comments. So anyways, yeah, this movie, gives some background. I saw it in 2006. I was looking it up on Wikipedia just now. It was, I think, released in 2005 in selected theaters. It's like a documentary, so it didn't get like a wide movie review. Sorry, it didn't get a wide movie theater release. But like it played at a couple festivals in 2005. And then 2006 is when it hit video stores, which is when I saw it. So was with a friend. We were looking for a movie night. We were kind of seeing what new documentaries were in the video store, and we saw this one. And we really liked it. I wrote here at the time that I said I was nitpicking at some of it when we were watching it, but overall it was much better than the much hyped Fahrenheit 9/11. I actually didn't write down what I nitpicked at. Apparently the first time I saw this movie, I found some inaccuracies in it. I don't remember what those were. But yeah, I compared it in my original review to Fahrenheit 9/11. Excuse me, Fahrenheit 9/11. Fahrenheit 9/11 was one of those movies. I was very much caught up with it when it first got released. And kind of being a liberal, I was very much on kind of Team Michael Moore. You know, telling all my friends that you need to see this movie. But then some of the backlash started coming out, I mean, the backlash was always there, but the more I began to investigate Fahrenheit 9/11, the more I began to realize that it wasn't actually a well put together movie. I mean, it was well put together as a movie, but like as an argument, Michael Moore was guilty of some dishonesty and kind of some stretching the truth and kind of all of this stuff. Which makes it a pity that a movie like Why We Fight kind of got overshadowed by Fahrenheit 9/11. But then that's not a surprise, is it? That's completely predictable. Michael Moore was kind of a master at manipulating the media like this. A small independent documentary, by contrast, had kind of no chance of getting that publicity. But I did lament at the time, and I kind of lament now, that it's a pity that Why We Fight never got the same amount of attention as Michael Moore's films. So Why We Fight, actually, it's not to be confused with the World War II films of the same name. Although that is a direct reference. They've titled their movie Why We Fight as a direct reference to those World War II propaganda movies. It's a movie about the military-industrial complex in general. And so in that respect, it's kind of still current nowadays. But in its specifics, it's talking a lot about the Iraq War. So you remember all this stuff, how the intelligence was manipulated, how Cheney and Halliburton and kind of all this stuff that was really big in the news 15 years ago, more than 15 years ago now, huh? So I was actually rewatching this movie on YouTube. Somebody put it on YouTube under the title The Military-Industrial Complex, which is not the title of the movie, but maybe they did that to kind of try and dodge the copyright bots. I don't know. because I don't think it's the copyright holders of the movie who put it up on YouTube. But yeah, it was kind of like, oh yeah, I remember when people used to get really upset about that. I mean, myself included. Kind of all this Dick Cheney stuff, Iraq War stuff. And it just seems so long ago now. I guess it was a long time ago now. We've moved on to all these other things that we're obsessing about now. But yeah, it's worth checking out. Or is it? It was a good film at the time. Is it still relevant now? Much of it is still relevant now. Some of it is dated. If you're a history or political junkie, you won't mind that parts of it are dated. But if you're only after kind of what's current, you could probably give this one a pass. It's a polemical movie. I mean, it's much better done than Fahrenheit 9/11, but it's expressing a point of view. So you always wonder with these point of view movies, do they do any good? I mean, most of the people who will see this movie are liberals like myself who already agree with it. And the people who disagree with this movie, the people you would hope to convert with this movie, will not see it. So what good does this do, huh? I don't know. And if somebody did see it and they had the opposite point of view, would it convert them? I mean, I like to think it makes a pretty strong case. But of course, a hostile reviewer will be just looking for reasons to disagree with it. I don't know. Anyways, I thought I was definitely impressed with it at the time when it came out. Rewatching it now, it seems to hold up pretty well, although it's dated. But I think it makes a strong argument.